Hello, my name is Dorothy Rosen. I'm a goldsmith in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And today I'm gonna talk about the 4 C's, referring to diamonds and their quality. I thought it would be a good topic to discuss in the month of April, where diamond is the birthstone. And it's kind of, there's so much to say about diamonds, and even just trying to cram the 4 C's into this short format is going to be a little tricky, but I'm going to try to do it. So first of all, the 4 C's is something that was developed by or brought into use, I should say, by the GIA, Gemological Institute of America, in the 1940s. Obviously, maybe not obviously. And traditionally, the order in which these go is clarity, cut, color, and carat weight. But I'm going to talk about them in the way in which I look at them in my own order of priority. Hi, thanks for the love. Which is, for me, the most important aspect of purchasing diamonds and looking at diamonds is the cut. So I'm going to talk about that first, because I think it's really the most important, because the cut is what brings out the very best in the diamond. A diamond can be an amazing diamond originally before it's cut, and have all kinds of other qualities, but if it is not cut well, it won't have, it just won't look good. So I'm getting a lot of love here. Thank you. So when you look at a diamond certificate, such as this one, when you look at the cut, it will have 3 letters. And what these 3 letters refer to are the proportions, the symmetry, and the polish of that diamond cut. And I'm going to talk about them coming from the back, starting at the back. The polish refers to literally just how well is it polished. And if you've ever tried to polish your... I remember when we first got a stainless steel fridge cover back in, I don't know, 90s maybe. I was very excited about this, and to clean it, I used a scrubby and end of beautiful stainless steel fridge, because a scrubby will mark the surface. Similarly, when I studied jewelry design and metalsmithing at NASCAD University, one of the pieces of homework that we had to do early on is polish a simple square of brass, I think it was. And you have to start with sandpaper and get finer and finer, and then go through different polishing compounds. And I thought, oh, easy peasy. It was unbelievably difficult, because by the time you get to the final polish, you'll see marks, and then you have to start over. So the polish of the diamond literally just means is it polished well on the outside? Does it have any streaks in it? So that's that one. The symmetry is, I think, fairly obvious. Is it symmetrical? And the proportions is what I really want to talk about, because to me the proportions are definitely the most important, and what I look at first. And I'm gonna try to show you some images if I can make that happen. If you recall, I tried doing this when I had Janice Kerman on and was unsuccessful, but I think when I don't have a guest, it works. Here we go. So these are the proportions of one of the diamonds I have. It's actually these are the proportions. So I look at this very thoroughly when I purchase a diamond. These are the proportions of this 3-loop 1-footer that I have here, and they are good proportions. Let me tell you. How can I best talk about this? So we have all these different aspects of a diamond. For example, you can see in the picture, the 57 refers to the table size. So I definitely look at the table size always when I buy a diamond. And really anybody who's skilled at this would be able to tell from a report like this what a diamond's gonna look like. Pretty much it'll tell you how much brightness, how much fire, how much scintillation is in there, which are kind of the face up elements of a diamond. And I'm just looking at these numbers now. Yes, these are pleasing. Because what this determines is when the light goes into the diamond, does it have enough space and the right kind of angles to bounce around in the right way to then bounce back out the top and make it just sparkle, just so. So that's why the cut is so tremendously important. And just a few basics. So that 57 is the table size. Then the total depth is also important. How tall? What's the percentage of that whole thing, top to bottom? And what are the angles of the the crown angle? Here's this 34.5, and the pavilion angle of that's 41.6. And all these things really, really matter, how they all work together. And if you can imagine when a cutter has a rough diamond in front of them and they're supposed to, that has a value, and they're supposed to cut it, they can either go with do I cut away as little as possible to keep most of the diamond, or do I cut it so that the diamond looks the best. That's why really well-cut diamonds are often more expensive. And that's why you want to look for this kind of marker that, in this case, for example, this diamond is a triple excellent cut. It's known as a triple excellent cut, meaning that the proportions are excellent, the symmetry is excellent, and the polish is excellent. So those are really, really important things. And I'm going to try to show you a different picture. And now how do I do that? Let's see. Show different assets. Aha, that's what it says. And I guess, let's see. I tried to get these, I think it's this one. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's an inclusion. Sorry. This is, a little challenging to do these. I think maybe it's this one. Yes. This is, these are 3 different cut qualities that you see here with varying, the one on the left is the highest cut quality. The one in the medium is not so high. So this is under fluorescent light. It will show you this. I think it's fluorescent, actually. And the one on the right has this is what I call a dead diamond. There's nothing coming back here. Very, very little coming back. This is why it is so important. I thought this picture really illustrated well that, oh, look at that. I didn't know I could do that. It really illustrates well this idea of why the cut is so tremendously important. And I think that's probably enough about that. Yeah. So next I'm going to talk about color real quick. And again, I prepared a picture to show to you. You have probably heard about this, that there are different diamond colors, and basically what they refer to as how much yellow tint does a diamond have. So the near colorless, the colorless are they go from D, by letter, D, E, F, G, H, and so forth, from D to Z, and the D through F are considered colorless, meaning that they have the least amount they have no yellow in them. And then the G, H, I, J are considered near colorless. Then you get into faint color, and then into from K, L, M is faint, and then very light, and then light color, meaning it's a light yellow and not an attractive diamond in my book, a light yellow diamond like that. So the other thing, though, to think about that is it really matters what size that diamond is. If that diamond is fairly small, you're not going to have very much you're not going to have very much thickness of that. If there is a slight yellow in there, you're not going to have very much of it, and it's not going to show as much. Whereas if you have a larger diamond, like a carat and a half or something, color starts to really matter much more, because you just have more of it. And if you think about, you know, anything that's where there's more volume, even if there's only a little bit, but if there's more volume of it, then you start really noticing it more. So it really matters as to the size of the diamond, how much you want to pay attention to the color. Again, for me, it's always cut first. So that's the color. And let's see, what else do I have to show you? I think I'm probably ready to talk about the clarity. And I have a few interesting little images here. I just have to find the right one. This is a basic, again, the GIA is kind of the go-to place for this stuff. And here you have a basic illustration. I can't make these bigger, but I think I have another picture. So clarity, just as a basic thing, I'm just gonna put that out for a second. So, hi. Oh, that's very close. As a basic introduction to clarity, clarity refers to like no diamond is ever gonna have nothing in there. A diamond is created by a natural process of pressure and heat, tremendous amount of pressure, tremendous amount of heat, and time, and it's carbon. So there's gonna be something in there. Sometimes there is. It's so tiny that you cannot see it, even with a magnifying glass, and those are flawless diamonds. The letter for that is FL, and honestly, I don't buy those because I don't buy diamonds the size where that really would be appropriate. The next level up would be VVS, which stands for very, very slightly imperfect or included, and inclusion being the word for that little bit of a speck of something, or bigger speck of something that's in the diamond. And what that is really matters of how much you're gonna see it. I gotta hurry up here. So then we have VS, very slightly imperfect, and then of course we have SI, slightly imperfect, which has more stuff, and then just plain imperfect. And again, it matters on the size of the diamond. If the diamond is very small, you're not going to see those inclusions very much. So there's always a balance of, you know, what can the customer afford, and what are the priorities. And of course, I always work with clients directly to see what those issues are. But the kinds of inclusions really matter, and where are they? This is why you want a professional helping you choosing a diamond, because you can't just go by these letters. First of all, it matters very much who wrote that certificate, and in other words, how much can that authority be trusted. And secondly, it matters what kind of inclusion it is. So these inclusions can be like a needle, or they can be white and feathery, or they can be black spots, or they can be a cavity. They can be underneath the surface, they can be on the surface, then you're in trouble. They can be, if you think about a diamond, the way they're shaped kind of like this, and then there's that table at the top. If the inclusions is right underneath the table, you're going to see it a lot more than if it isn't. And this is where it's helpful, again, to maybe share a picture. Again, here's that rough idea of the difference between very VVS time, very, very slightly included, very slightly included, slightly included, and imperfect, or slightly imperfect and imperfect. You can see with the eye diamond, there's a lot going on there, and this you would most likely see. But an SI, which I most of the time use, honestly, because it's just a cost-effective kind of thing to, at the size of diamonds that I'm mostly using, you know, you can only see it means you need a 10 times loop, like this one, jeweler's loop, and then you can see it. Most of us do not look at our diamonds, diamond rings, or other people's diamond rings with a loop, but you can see that kind of difference there in the diamonds. And here we have the difference between a slightly included, and a very slightly included, and I have another one. This is SI and I. So you can clearly see that the I diamond has big things in it. They are these, by the way, how they're shaped, like they're different. That's like a whole secret language, but you can tell that there's a difference in this, and I think that's that. I think I've shown you all the pictures I prepared to show you. Oh yeah, there was that one with the inclusion. I think it's pretty interesting. So this is an actual photo of a pretty serious inclusion that you would want to think twice about that diamond for sure. So I think that's enough of that. The last aspect, of course, is the carat size, the last C of the 4 C's. And honestly, it's not actually a quality of it's not a quality marker of the diamond, because the size is not the quality. Just like, a larger car is not going to be better made or go faster by any stretch of the imagination. I'm thinking about a Hummer here. So the carat size is a little bit separate, and really that's where you get into being very much a matter of budget. There are things that you have to watch out more for, as I was mentioning. You have to be more careful about the color. You have to be more careful about the inclusions with the larger size, just because there's more real estate to be looking. But the carat size really depends on what the client is after, or the client's intended is after, maybe. And of course, any goldsmith will be happy to advise you on this. I have an appraiser I work with, Chantal Gouchou, and I'm very confident that it's really great to have somebody so well trained to be working with. She's not just an appraiser, but also a gemologist, and that's really wonderful. She helps me often choose the diamonds for the clients. When you get into the larger diamonds, there's now also, of course, the opportunity to perhaps go into a laboratory created diamond. The items I just mentioned, the 4 C's, are relevant for both. But I will be talking about laboratory created gems at some point, probably later this month, and we can have that conversation at that time. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and please don't hesitate when you're watching this later to drop me any comments or questions down below, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope you're going to have a great rest of your Sunday. Here in Halifax, it is gorgeous today, but a lot colder than it was the last few days. So if you haven't been out yet, you're going to need to bundle up a little bit more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next Sunday, probably about some different aspect of diamonds. Bye.